What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so recently, Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors, who is, I think, about 35 years old now, and he recognizes that he's in the tail end of the twilight of his NBA career. He said that he believes that he is a surefire future Hall of Famer. And he has faith that he will get into the Hall of Fame. He did acknowledge that he's not the typical case as far as looking at gaudy numbers, but he said that anybody that knows basketball knows that he has a case, right? And most people, the first thing they do is look at the 4 championships. It's the first thing everybody always talks about are the 4 championships and the 9 all-defensive selections and the Defensive Player of the Year award. That's pretty much what people talk about when it comes to Draymond Green, right? Now, I'm going to say this. I look at, for instance, what Kenyon Martin said just a couple weeks ago, I think it was, where he can name, 200 players off the top of his head that are better at basketball than Elton Brand. I just gave away one of the players. Better than Draymond Green, and one of them was Elton Brand. I think the other guy he named was Al Jefferson. And I saw a lot of people say, Elton Brand? Man, hell yeah, man. Elton Brand was carrying teams. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a whole Hall of Fame squad around him. But Elton Brand was putting up with the Bulls, and a few years with the Clippers before the injuries set in. Elton Brand was good for 22 and 10 every year. And I'm talking about the late 90s, early 2000s, when 22 and 10 was like 25 and 11 or 12. So he's putting up major numbers. I'll throw in Anton Jameson, honestly. Anton Jameson scored 20,000 points in his career. Anton Jameson, with the Warriors, one year, I think it was 2000-2001 season, was averaging 24 points a night. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you're going to put Draymond Green in the Hall of Fame, then we're going to have to open up conversations about past players who are not in the Hall of Fame and perhaps should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay? First, one of the other guys that comes to mind, Glenn Rice. Another guy that comes to mind, Terry Cummings. There's a lot of dudes that are not in the Hall of Fame. We got to have to recalibrate what actually constitutes a Hall of Famer. Because people talk about Bill Russell, it's all about rings. My goodness. Bill Russell was still giving you, as a starter, 14, 15 points a night, 22, 23 rebounds a night, 4 or 5 assists a night, probably somewhere around the range of 6 to 8 blocks a night. Come on, what are we doing here? Yeah, he didn't shoot very well, but look what else he was doing out there on the court. Draymond Green don't shoot well. Except for one fluky year where he shot the 3 well, for the most part. You could point to, in 2016, if they had won the championship, he would have won Finals MVP. But You know, a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know what I'm saying? Another thing about Draymond Green is, you know, he benefits from his relationship with LeBron James and Clutch Sports, and because of that, he gets a lot of favorable press. He gets a lot of favorable treatment because of his association with the media. And because of these things, you know what I'm saying, he gets the benefit of the doubt for the most part when it comes to whether or not he's a great player. I could argue, and many people argue, that he has cost the Warriors championships. He's cost them championships. He chased away Kevin Durant. Him being unable to control his emotions led to the suspension in Game 5 in 2016 NBA Finals, which led to them losing that critical Game 5, which probably cost them the series. So you got to look at the fact that in 2022, I think it was 2022, or was it 2023? 2023, I think it was. When they were the defending NBA champions, and they was playing the Lakers in what was the second round, Draymond Green was acting real funny in that series. The series before that, when they beat the Kings, he was the Wolverine out there on the court. Then all of a sudden, he turns into Mr. Rogers, helping AD get up, you know what I'm saying, pulling AD up so he can go and block shots on the other end on defense, and wasn't as aggressive, wasn't playing as well, inconsistent, fanboying and gapping up with LeBron James in dead ball situations. Come on, man. Where's that competitive fire when he's going up against his little buddy, the King? You know, the one who he posted on Instagram drinking some of his liquor because he want the King inside of him. All the other shenanigans he's gotten into over the years. You know what I'm saying? Going around choking players, kicking players in a nutsack, treating nuts like goddamn boxing a beanbag and shit. No, he get his what was it? A 10-game suspension. Remember when Steph Curry was hurt a couple of years ago, and this guy was finding excuses to get thrown out of games because, you know, the same Draymond Green who supposedly could put up Charles Barkley numbers on bad teams wasn't doing shit, was getting exposed without them dudes out there on the court. And was getting ejected on purpose on national TV games because he didn't want to be embarrassed. Dude ain't no damn Hall of Famer, man. Like I've said this before, and I'm going to say it until it actually happens. Because he's going to get in, unfortunately, because of politics. But once he gets in, Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, you might as well rename the WWE Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame because it's not going to have any meaning anymore. It's not going to have any meaning. That's why I say at this point, you might as well make, you know what I'm saying? Shit, might as well just go back and make people like Steve Kerr a Hall of Fame as far as a player. If we just going to ring count, Jud Bush got 3 rings. Maybe he should be a Hall of Fame. So ain't no Hall of Famer, man. It's sad enough that Rudy Gobert probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame. 4 fake-ass Defensive Player of the Year awards. This era is a joke, man.